Hi, everybody. It's Shellie Palmer here, and I am really happy to be here today because this is also the last episode of season 2, and I've shared so much with you this season. I've become more open uh, to my emotions. Um, I talked about family and the importance and the responsibilities we have with having older parents and stepping up and taking that responsibility and being there for them and just always have that unit in your life because your parents and your family are so important, so important. I want to fit in as much as possible before before the season ends. So, you know, it just is what it is, and I've came to you and shared my story of being properly diagnosed with GAD, generalized anxiety disorder with depression, which was mild to moderate depression. Um, and I've also been very candid about mental health and raising that awareness because so many people in this country, in the world, struggle and are challenged every day with a form of mental health or mental illness. It affects more people than we think at times, and I've I've just blown away by um, your responses on Twitter, and I want to properly thank some people um, for being open and candid themselves with anxiety and how they're coping with it and how they're dealing with it every day. Um, Jenny K. Harvey um, lives with anxiety, and she is also a holistic, um, oh gosh, uh, counseling coach. I think I'm getting that right, Jenny. But she's so amazing, and she's been just such a gem of information, and also supporting other folks with this illness, with this, you know, and you never get over it ever. I have mentioned that before, that I've heard some stories from certain people that they were completely cured and taken off medication, which I don't believe that for a second at all, because once you are under that proper diagnosis, you will have this for the rest of your life. Literally have that for the rest of your life. Some people have to be medicated, and those who aren't medicated are, I give you so much credit if you're not, uh, with under any medication. So, Jenny, I want to thank you so much, and I can't wait to um, start up my projects again with her and with some other folks on Twitter. Um, Anxiety Warrior, I think her name is Susan, and she has been so candidly open with her anxiety disorder. She has been such truth and honesty with it, and how she copes and deals with this on a daily basis. Um, oh gosh, there were a few other people, um, and off the top of my head right now, I can't remember their names, but I think, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember. I've had this all day. Something pops up in my mind, and it's there, but I can't get it out through my mouth. So I've been having one of those days. But, there, oh gosh, that's going to bug me now because I'm trying to remember the names or the Twitter accounts that I've had the pleasure of talking to, and knowing their story a little bit. And I give them a lot of credit for being so candidly open with their mental health or mental illness issues. Like I said, everybody lives and deals and struggles with the daily challenges of anxiety or depression or clinical depression or manic depression. There's so many forms of depression. There's bipolar, which is one of the biggies of depression. Um, and then there are different forms of anxiety as well. So, it's just educating yourself, um, getting the proper um, therapy or counseling from a psychiatrist or psychologist. I have both, actually. I have a psychologist and a psychiatrist. And long story short, I'm back in group therapy due to a lot of extra stresses in my life, and working on getting that stability back in my life again so I can move forward and have closure, peace of mind, and peace in my heart, and having that content. Um, I might have mentioned that I had a couple relapses recently too that really put me behind. And so, you know, I'm back where I need to be. I feel like I need to be there. Um, Learning all the coping mechanisms and stuff again. So it's just been quite a journey and transition for me so far this year. I've been through a lot of roadblocks already this year, and a lot of trusting issues, which I've always had trusting issues, and just stepping out of my comfort zone more with my openness, um, and not hiding behind my words in my poetry or in the books that I have self-published. Um, those books can be ordered online, except for this past book, An Unexpected Journey. That's the only one that's in Kindle format right now. And I'm still in debate on writing book 6 in this series. Like I said, I'm going through a lot of extra stress these days with a lot of issues that I'm dealing with. I can't really discuss that with you, but I am discussing this in group therapy, and I'm discussing it with my psychologist and my psychiatrist. One very close, trusting relative, my best friend. Or a few best friends actually, and it's really helped me more. And I'm going through um, two in two directions, which is making me hard. Which is making it harder for me to make decisions that will last for the rest of my life, actually. And there's just, there's some things that I have to address, so I can move forward and not go backward with all of this. So, and I'm sighing because today was a very high emotional day for me. And, my anxiety today has been really, really up and down. So, and I'm just happy to be here on this last episode with you all. I appreciate everyone who has been watching this season and has watched in season 1 as well. It's very possible that I'll come back with season 3 coming towards the fall season. So, I started my journey 20 years ago when I decided to self-publish independently. That was like the best decision I've ever made in my life, was doing that. And I'm just a little known figure. of Hartville, Ohio, in Stark County. Um, I've lived here most of my life, and I just do the things that I love to do. One of my favorite hobbies is taking photographs. Such a like a photo hog. I love taking photos of different landscapes and nature because I like to be outside when I possibly can be. And it just is very peaceful and content for me. And I don't have any worries or stress when I'm taking photos. And it relaxes me. And I'm in a different state of mind when I'm doing that. It's the same way with my other hobby, which is crafting. Um, I had decided like in the last part of 2016, that I had to step away from building my brand of having a home decor line or homemade home decor line that was inspired from my book series. And I did that for 2 years, and it just caught up to me, and I couldn't do it anymore. I had to put that on. I just couldn't, like I said, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore. So I do it as a hobby now. And going back to that as a hobby just is such relief. And it's a way for me to also relax. And it's a very relaxing thing when I'm doing that, because I'm not in a stressful or anxiety moment. It's just me and my craft. Everything else goes out the window. And I love that. I love that feeling. And then I love that feeling of still writing. And a lot of it is in poetry format, but I also write out like a little testimony off and on in my testimony book that I have. And it just makes me reflect back on the things that I've gone through, or the situations I've been through with people in general. And that's also a big relief for me. And when I'm able to openly talk with someone, such as my psychiatrist or my psychologist, I feel like there was some weight lifted off my shoulders. It makes me feel better. And that's the reason why I had such a high emotional day today, is because I was having these conversations with my psychologist today, and then I was in group therapy and shared a particular stressor, an issue at hand, and getting feedback in that. But that is all confidential. I cannot talk about that on here, and I want to keep it that way too. So it's just a number of things to go from talking about mental health, family, um, depression, and anxiety. It's just been a number of things this season, and really being very candidly open with my emotions. And you see that, and you feel that, and you hear that in each episode that I have given you. And it truly, truly makes me feel better in the process, because you're taking something away from what I'm saying. That is a beautiful feeling, a very beautiful feeling. And everybody, like I say and have said to a lot of people, you are your own kind of normal. Everybody is programmed differently. That's what makes us unique and different, is that we're all packaged differently. So you have that own kind of normal, and it's okay. It really is. And just that. And yeah, I'm throwing everything out here in this last episode, a lot. And I thank you all for continuing to watch these. I have a lot of things that I need to sort out in my life, and with transitioning in my life again. And that will, I'll be doing that throughout the summer months, and just doing what I need to do for me and focus on myself rather than focus on the people around me. And that's hard for me to do because I usually am the type of person who loves to give back to others, and I'm always there to listen to someone and just be there and have that connection with them, that personal connection. That means a lot to me to have that. And I'm very appreciative of everything that people have shown with me, with their actions and their words. Actions actually speak louder than words do. And because there is a difference there between action and words. And it's just, like I said, it's been such a roller coaster this season with everything going on. And I appreciate you all so, so much, and have a wonderful summer. Um, be good on yourself. Be kind. I know it's hard to do, really hard to be kind to other people, but it does come around in a good way. It really, really does. And if you are on social media, you can still catch me on Facebook at The Real Shellie Palmer, on Twitter at _Shellie_Palmer, Instagram, just Shellie Palmer. So, and I might be going back into doing stuff on Google Plus. So there's just a number of places where you can catch me on social media. So again, I appreciate you all for always tuning in and hopefully taking something away from these. I just want to give you a sense of hope in your life that you're not alone. None of us are alone in this world. We can all benefit from each other and just, find that peace and that closure with our own situations or challenges or struggles that we all go through. Life is tough. There are no shortcuts to get through life. You're going to have your good days, you're going to have your bad days, and then those in between days too. So thank you so much, folks, and hopefully I'll see you in season 3. Very hoping for that. So thank you again.